My bad here. Coming in today with an interesting knife challenge. I was nominated by Brothers of the Knives to tell you about my two most sentimental knives. These knives I've had with me for one of them for quite a while, and there's a reason for it, and the reason is because of what this one replaced. And the other one, which is this one, I've had for a couple of years. And they were both given to me by my father. Now, I guess I'll get into this one right here. And this is the Kershaw Field Skinner Folder in 1050 Japanese. And how I came across this, and the reason why I came across this, was because I was 12 or 13 years old the first time my dad let me skin and process a deer by myself. And what had happened is that I was trying to get into a pelvis bone without finding the joint and cutting it out properly. I took a hammer and beat this knife through a bone and broke it in half. Now, this was a gift that my uncle, my father's brother, had given to my father back in the late 80s or early 90s. And at that time, I believe it was AUS 8 steel, AUS 8 steel. I could be wrong, but this one's in Japanese 1050. But I had broken that knife when I was very, very young and upset my dad a little bit. But he got over it and eventually got me my own skinner that I could beat on. Now, this knife right here has been used on many, many deer and a couple of hogs in the past 22 years. Because my uncle got my dad another one right after I broke it for Christmas, and this is that knife. And then my dad gave me this knife about 3 or 4, maybe 5 years ago, and I've appreciated that because this was the first knife that I ever had my first real knife experience with before I ever knew anything about knives. And this Kershaw is the reason why I liked so many Kershaws in the beginning of my knife enthusiast period of my life, I guess you could say. This is the reason why I had so many scallions and so many chives, and a couple of the Warncliffe models. I just can't think of the name of it right now, but it's probably the most common and popular model of the Kershaw speed safes. It's not mine, but I'm not everybody. But this knife right here is the reason why. Now, after I broke that original knife is where this knife came in. And this is about a $22 knife right now. This knife is very old. This knife is over 20 years old. I've had it for a very, very long time when Dad gave it to me, and it was because I broke that other knife. And this is just right now it's $22 sharp in stainless steel. I don't know what kind, made in Taiwan. The fit and finish ain't the best. This guard right here is shaking off right now, but once again, this is an over 20-year-old knife. The wood is cracking everywhere and coming out, but this is another knife that I personally have skinned many a deer with and a couple of hogs myself, and I've sharpened it quite a few times, so many times that the sharpening tool right here is about to be deleted. And this is a knife that I learned how to sharpen on a whetstone or an Arkansas stone. And this is a knife that I've had for a very, very long time. So these are my two most sentimental knives, both of them given to me by my father. One quite expensive, even at today's standards. This is a $140 knife. back in the day, $100 to $140 wasn't nothing to sneeze at. You know, 20 years ago, that was quite a bit of money in the knife world. And this is still holding its value at $140. I believe back then this is about a $100 knife, which ain't nothing to sneeze about. I can't remember how much this one was. I'd probably say about $8, $10 back in the day. But it's a $22 knife now, and it's been around for a very, very long time. So here comes to the part where I'm gonna nominate a couple people. I ran through my list of people that's already been nominated to my knowledge and people that's not been nominated. I'm supposed to nominate 2 people. So Donovan 2, if you haven't been nominated, I nominate you. I gotta go through your videos and make sure. And Fletcher, of all things knives, I'd like to nominate you myself. Fletcher, if you're watching this video, please tell me your 2 most sentimental knives that you got, one fixed, one folder, if you have a fixed. And Donovan, if you would you do me the same kindness? Tell me which 2 knives is most sentimental to you. I would very much like to see what y'all think. I'm also going to give Donovan 2 and All Things Knives of Fletcher of All Things Knives a link in the description. If you want to go check those 2 channels out, please do. Donovan does a lot of the outdoor bushcrafty stuff that I do, and All Things Knives. So Fletcher, he does a lot more of the knife blade steel testing and is more technical about the blade works. But both of them are very, very great brothers of the knives, and I hope y'all go check out their videos and enjoy their work as well. My bad, please like, share, and subscribe to my content. Tell my bad what you'd like to see. And y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.